this wait because her one thing was closed, so I'm waiting for her. The meeting starts in 3 minutes and it's in the other building. Got it. We're on crunch time. Hopefully both guys sign this up. Hey, Rox. Morning, John. Can you guys hear? Oh, let me get off the. Is that better sound? Because sometimes I know the. Is it still buffering? Hold on, let me try to get better. Okay. She's at the corner. Hope we're not late, but she doesn't know how to get to the other building, so I'm gonna have to wait for her. So hopefully we make it in time. No, thank you. I appreciate it. I'm just pacing. I'm pacing back and forth to go to the other lot. Oh, thank you. Hey, Nora. How you doing? And everybody, please go to Nora's and help her out with her legal thing. She has to win. Like it's so ridiculous what's happening to her. So I'd appreciate anyone that will, you can actually share it, Nora. I know you don't. Are you able to share it, or does one of my mods have to do it? But don't worry, we're going to share it because if I make you a mod, can you do that? Okay, here's Laura. Laura, I'm going to make you a mod. You don't have to take an assignment because I don't want to ever be. I would never expect you to, like, I'm being presumptuous. But I just want you to post your thing, Nora. All right. We're having fun, and then whatever is around. All right, we're going to head out. I'm going to go get the. Because I don't see any mods on right now, Nora. I think. Squeeze. Are you okay? You got it? Yeah. 3, please. Got it. Okay, Nora. So now you can share it. No, Nora. I had to. My mods are on, so I made her a mod so she could. I want her to share her 3.
Yes.
I said. I want her to share her. Okay, this way. Whoop. Well. Yeah, with our roll. Okay.
I don't even know if the shirt sticks.
We're gonna make it. They better wait for us. Okay, do not feel shy, Nora. Share. You can share now. And please do. And please, guys, if you have it, we have to support our community. We had to support the second gens. We had to support anyone going up against you know who. We have to do that. So if anyone's able, please help her. No, thank you, Nora, because I know it's a big battle. So feel free. And Nora, I'm not being presumptuous, saying, oh, like saying, you don't have to do any modding, anything. Just all you have to do is share your stuff anytime. So Why is my thing clicking?
The what?
My chair sounds weird.
Does it?
Don't you hear like click,
Is
click,
that
click like that?
weird?
Is something hanging down on it?
Maybe. Let's see.
Wait,
I won't know
okay.
until we
Oh, that's going down. We need to go up. I wonder if this will go up now. Oh, yeah, maybe. Wow. Oh, no, you're going down? Oh, never mind. If you're going down, never mind. Never mind. It's, no.
Sorry.
Sorry, I'm sorry. Yeah, they didn't know someone was in there.
I literally like
Yeah.
crawled out of bed, like, brushed my teeth, gone to blush.
I know, there she is. And she still looks amazing. Look at her rolling right out of bed like a rock star. That's what rock stars do, man. They get up and they do what they got to do. I got her up
I
early.
need some fucking water.
I know. I hear. Here we
need
go.
some tea. I need some calm down tea.
We need, and then we have this new meeting at 2.
Number 3, right?
Yeah, and then we have,
No.
18.
Shit.
Yeah.
Sorry.
It's okay.
I heard 17, my instinct.
I
boom.
know. Me,
When
no,
I
I thought
hear
it was
it, boom.
17. It was Pike. I said, nope, it's 18.
Are
Well,
you
well,
sure it's 17? Because he
No,
also
it's
thought
18,
that
he
it
said.
was a different chief than it was.
No, he didn't think so. I did.
Oh.
Yeah, no, he's known this for many years.
Okay.
I'm like,
Off
yes,
the book,
he is.
Sneak it to him.
Yes, no,
As
do
a
it as
personal
part,
thing.
or
No,
even do
just
it as part of your.
Hey, I meant to give this to you as my public
There you
comment,
go.
but I actually wanted to just
Oh,
meet
thanks,
you
Laura.
in person. And,
floor, going up.
you
It's
know,
okay, one more.
We're sure, right? Oh, I see fire department.
Yeah, but it's not the meeting
Okay.
part.
Fire prevention.
Because we asked downstairs too, because I don't know, at 17, yeah, I think that's just their offices in the 18. So.
Whew, okay.
Nora, share your link. Not to get bossy, but share your link. And share it several times. Oh, wait. The meeting, where's the meeting? Is it going to be the 7th? Is this the meeting? Okay. Okay. Thanks. Go sit down. Yeah, go. Yeah. Don't call you. Thank you. Hi, Marty, how are you? Yeah, I'm good. That's fine.
Thank you for taking on this job. It's a big job, it's a complex job. I realize that it's going to take time away from your family. And so I want to thank your family for lending you to us in this school. In February, I asked for the legal
Is this still buffering?
for what a fire department was required to do. And this is what it says. Any county or county declaring a local emergency or which the governor proclaims a state of emergency shall complete and transmit an after-action report to the California Governor's Office of Emergency Services, CAOSHA, within 90 days of the close of the incident period. The after-action report shall be a review of response, actions taken, applications of standardized emergency management systems, suggest modifications to FEMS, necessary modifications to plans and procedures, identifying training needs, and recovery activities to date. That is what an after-action
Is it
review
buffering,
is
guys?
designed to do. And that is what the commission asked the department to provide. This conflating other things that should have been in an after-action review are things that do not belong in an after-action review. An after-action review is a learning action review talks about what a fire department did within the first 72 hours of a fire. That was what we got. Anyone can have an opinion.
Oh, good.
There's all
It's
kinds
bad
of
in this
things in the
building.
press that are saying that the after action review wasn't complete, or having their opinions about what should have been in it, what should not have been in it. This is what an after action review does. There were 42 recommendations to my remembrance, 42, 47, maybe 42. The commission's job as oversight is to take those 42 recommendations, to look at our fire chief and ask our fire chief to present us with a plan on how he intends to, in fact, meet the requirements of what he's going to do about those recommendations. It is not the commission's job to tell the fire chief how he should respond to 42. Provide us with a report with specificity about how he plans on responding to those 42 recommendations. My understanding is that some of those recommendations have already been responded to. Some of those recommendations have already been put in place. I would like for the commission to get a report on those recommendations, Chief Moore, that have already been put into place. And I want specifically to understand why they were put in place first. Are there solutions? Is there training that came out of that? Is there some impact on the budget? Are we going to need funding to make sure that those recommendations continue? And I am asking that report to come back only about the reports that have, only about the recommendations that have been put into place. I'm asking for that to come back as a report at our December 2nd meeting. Because if they've already been actualized, then there should not be a problem with you providing us with what's being done. First thing. I believe, in all fairness to you, other commissioners can say how they feel, but I believe, in all fairness to you, that we shouldn't wait for you to put a plan together until the first of the year. I believe that either at the first or the second meeting in January, I believe that we should give you an opportunity to put a plan together, to provide us with that plan, and to let us know how you're going to continually keep the commission informed as we go along. So we should be having updates. Once you put the plan before us, we should be having regular updates about how we're moving forward with those 42 recommendations. I also know that there has been in the press a lot of conversation about emails and text messages and things like that. I've not seen those. I've not seen a copy of any text messages. I know it came from a public records request, but as a member of a board that does oversight, I'm not seeing those emails. I'm not seeing those text messages, and therefore I have no idea what those text messages are. I don't know what they mean, and I don't know at all anything about how those should be judged, how those should be used. And so my opinion is, if I have not seen something, if I have not seen a hard copy of that, then personally, I am going to believe that whatever they are and whoever asked for them really doesn't have any bearing on the work of the fire commission, because I have not seen them. And I'm suggesting that anybody that wants to come before the commission, provide us with those, with some kind of hard copies, then that would be the time when, if there was a request made through the fire chief or someone, that we should then take that up. But I'm not willing to take up anything that I haven't seen. And I don't know what it is, and I don't know what they said or any of that kind of stuff. I also want to say, in all honesty, that I did receive a copy of a letter that was sent to Mayor Bass. It was sent to the council president, Harris Dawson, and it was sent Councilwoman Tracy Park. It's a 7-page document that, of course, is in the public. This was not sent to the Fire Commission. We did not, this was not addressed to the Fire Commission, it was addressed to these 3 people, not to the Fire Commission. It wasn't.
Yeah, he's doing really good stuff.
So this is an anonymous 7-page document. I don't know who wrote it, and I don't tend to give any weight to any kind of a document where people are not willing to sign their names. You're gonna write a document, you're gonna put it out in public, you're gonna excoriate a fire chief, say that someone is ill-prepared, not competent, and you're not willing to sign your name to it. As far as I'm concerned, this document has nothing to do with oversight for the Fire Commission. And so I do not intend to speak about this, I don't intend to talk about this, I do not intend to answer any questions about this. It didn't come to us, and it's unsigned.
Because it's
And for
true.
me, that means that I am not going to take this document seriously. I also want to say that it is one of the most, this is just a poorly put together document, which also gives me pause, and I really now am speaking totally for myself. There are so many spelling errors, there are so many grammatical mistakes, there are so many parentheses, it starts and it doesn't end anywhere. If somebody's gonna put together a document, they're not gonna sign it, but they're gonna try to convince me or anybody else that they are seasoned chief officers, that they rise to the level of executive on the fire department, or retire from the fire department, and they put together a document like this. I have no idea why I would give this any weight. And so that is my final comment about this document. I want to say that I don't believe that we are having a new beginning. I believe that we're having a beginning. The Fire Commission, we are having a beginning. I've only been back on the Fire Commission for less than 2 years. And in that time, we have had 3, including Fire Chief Moore, we have had 3 fire chiefs. The department has been destabilized, I believe, because we have had 3 different changes in administration. This is not a new beginning for me, this is the beginning for me. Now that we have a permanent, highly qualified, highly respected fire chief in place, I would like to take up our work with you, Chief Moore, now. I am not gonna go back into the past. I am not going to talk about the past. It keeps us in the past. And what I wanna say is, I would like to move forward, and I would like to spend our time working with you, listening to you, and hearing how you are going to implement these 42 recommendations and aim out of an after-action review, not an investigation, but a review of what happened in the first 72 hours of the Palisades fire. It has nothing to do, and should not have had anything to do with the Laughlin fire, because that is not what we asked for. And when we asked for this report, the after-action review, which we were supposed to do anyway legally, there was no conversation about a fire on the 1st of January, and there should not have been in this report. I also want to once again go over with those of you that are in the room and those of you that are listening what the powers and the duties are of the Los Angeles Fire Commission itself. So it says in the city charter, the authority, powers, and duties of this commission are those prescribed under the general provisions applicable to departments and commissions established by charter, administrative code, ordinance of the city of Los Angeles, by statutes of the state of California or by law. Pursuant thereto, this commission shall make and enforce the rules and regulations of the fire department, together with such other orders and directives as may be desirable or necessary to supervise, control, regulate, and manage the department, and to instruct the fire chief. That is our role, and that is the only role that we have. We do not run the fire department.
I just told
We
you like 2
oversee
minutes.
the fire department. So we're the check, the checks and balances, and we're the check. We do our work
Yes, I appreciate
through
you.
conversations with a fire chief. And I
All you
once
guys.
again want to say to you, thank you very much for having that meeting
They
with
look at
us.
me funnier.
For us
Yeah,
all
right.
under that
She does.
understanding that although we are different sides of the house, we all share the same goal. And I want to acknowledge that, and I want to appreciate that you were for myself and for Mr. Eisen, who was our independent assessor.
Have a good day
I
at work
also
too,
would like
Rika.
to
Thank
say
you. I'm glad you came in.
that the fire commission's office has to be, over the 10 years that I was on the fire commission 10 years ago, the fire commission office is staffed now by one person, and that is our independent assessor, Mr. Eisen. Our budget is included in the fire department's overall budget.
I don't think we're going to make it to
We
the
need
police.
3 additional positions if we are to do our work. If we are actually to do oversight, we can no longer sit here and say that we're gonna do that, and we have one staff, and that is Mr. Eisen. We should have a management analyst 2. We should have a special investigator, and we should have an administrative assistant to be able to do the work that we are required to do. And so I am asking at this time to make sure that that's included in the fire chief, in the fire department's overall budget. I will be sending a letter to the mayor, to the president of the city council, and to every
Don't worry,
other
spray up. I'm sorry. I
city
sent them
council
people
member,
late.
requesting that we have the staff necessary to really do oversight, as opposed to pretending that we're doing oversight or pretending that we have the bandwidth to do good oversight.
We're all so
So
sleepy.
those are my comments. Any of our commissioners that would like to make additional comments, but those are my comments. And those are the things that I am looking for moving forward. Commissioner, thank you.
Commissioner Rodriguez, thank you so much for your remarks. As usual, they're very comprehensive. There are a couple things that I wanted to add, and that is that as we look at what has happened recently in the fire department, particularly the Palisades fire, obviously, we're not asking you to limit yourself to 42
Likely, I guess.
but to supplement that with any proposals we find are necessary and important. Additionally, in terms of the Lockman fire,
Hey, Phoenix.
though absolutely that was not, the people who were charged with putting together
Hey,
the
Journey.
after action report were not charged with doing, incorporating that, but now that we know that the Lockman fire, has some relationship with the Palisades fire, I hope that you will also be able to include that in any additional information that you provide, both to the commission as well as to the public.
Thank you. Are there any other commissioners that have comments? Commissioner Woods-Gray?
I just wanted to thank you, Madam President, for your comments. I think they were right on target. I just think that the chief would probably, I would recommend February as opposed to at the earliest for a report back, so that there's plenty of time. Since we have the holidays and all these things coming up, I think they need the time.
Okay, I accept that. Commissioner Gaffron? You good? Commissioner, Vice President Lubavitch? You good? No comment? Okay. We will now move on with the meeting.
Public comment, hopefully. Hopefully we can do both.
Public comment.
Yay.
Our first speaker is Guy Tomlinson. If you can come to the podium, state items you'd like to speak on.
All items. morning, Fire Commission.
Take this up with you.
Newly promoted Fire Chief Board, City Attorney. I'm Guy Tomlinson, President of the COA. Today's gonna be an easy day. Welcome and congratulations. We look forward to the working relationship and collaboration it's gonna take to accomplish the 5 points that you put on the portal. And we look forward to working with the commission on making him successful as well. At that, thank you. You can have your 2.5 minutes back.
Our next speaker, Laura.
Here, psst, take this. So they can hear.
Hi,
Good morning.
good morning. General public comment, please.
You will have 1 minute.
Thank you. Hi, board. Hi, I did officially meet you, sort of. Chief, I'm very excited. Again, you said, President, a new beginning. I was a born and raised child in Scientology. I'm almost 40 years old now. My parents are still in the cult. My dad is washing dishes at the bottom of the blue building, has been in this. You kind of remind me of my dad a little, so it's a little touching. And I hope that we can really separate ourselves from Scientology. There's so much human trafficking and child abuse and elderly abuse and neglect going on. They don't believe in psychiatric care or medical care, period. So right there, the elderly walking around are not getting proper health, proper care. They get $47 or less a week. My dad works over fucking 100 plus hours in Scientology 24/7. He has a schedule that he has to stick to 24/7. His sleep is scheduled. So me walking by protesting, he heard and saw me and was not allowed to talk to me. The abuses run all the way down into the city. It runs all the way down into the fire department. This is a book. May I please give this to the fire chief? Okay, but this is for you, and I will at some point make sure you get it. Thank you for listening. Yeah.
You should have said, oh, God.
I should be able to give it to somebody that can give it.
Leave it with this bill.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Great job.
Thank you.
Our next speaker, Audit LA. Good morning.
Good morning.
Would you like to speak on?
All items, please.
Thank you. You have 3 minutes.
Hold on, please. Thank you. Does it go up any? Thank you, sir. Thank you. Okay, yeah, I think that works. I got it. Good morning, and I want to say congratulations and welcome, Chief. And I'm glad you're on board. Friendly face, and I appreciate you, and I appreciate you and the whole, in this board, this commission. I think you're, I've always support LAFD in all the meetings. I'm always supporting you getting more budget. I don't think the city treats you very well when it comes to the budget. But that being said, I'm here, I'm an advocate for Laura and many others, children, former children born and raised in Scientology. And we need some changes. The city is too much in bed with Scientology. We went to one of their events, outside checking, and there was a fire department vehicle outside, and we don't know why. But there's been, there's been too much of an arrangement between Scientology and its local, and this is I'm not trying to slight the local department, but there's been arrangements because for years and years and years, you only hear what Scientology says, that they're so great, they do community events, but they don't tell you of the living hell that the victims have gone through. And it's not just Laura. There's thousands of people that have come forward now, and hundreds who have, who have suffered, hundreds who have come forward and who are trying to get their stories out. It's all the same stuff. Nothing changes. Like the details may change, but the overall story is the same. It's abuse and neglect. And when they have their permits to shut down the street, okay, and I know I've been saying this over and over again, they do not provide a 20-foot, fire lane. And I know the local captain has said, well, we can zigzag through. Well, the most recent ones, they don't even provide that. There's nothing. There's no even zigzag ability to go through because the city just allows them to get, to break the rules because, I don't know, is it because they're a religious institution supposedly? Or is it because, they just have relationships because they've built, they ingrain themselves into everything? I don't know, but the rules are the rules. And as you hear, there's seniors in these buildings, they're not being taken well care of. But if there was an emergency and they have an event going, you couldn't even get through to even help them. It's gotta stop. They have to abide by the rules. And all I'm asking is for LAFD to make sure that their own departments, their own people, say, no, you're gonna follow the rules and insist. And Chief, so you're gonna be hearing from me a lot. The commission, I'm gonna be here bugging you guys because it's the rules, and it's the fire rules. I mean, there's a reason why the city permit says they must keep a 20-foot, doesn't say zigzag where you can kind of zigzag in, it says a 20-foot open lane. It's in plain English, city attorney, it's in plain English. And, and so I don't understand why it's so difficult to enforce that one rule. Please, thank you. And again, welcome, and God bless LAFD.
Our next speaker, Lee.
Okay, do we want to try to come in, please? Thank you. Oh, okay. Guys, I'm gonna try to get LAFD. Psst,
Morning, Chief
let's go.
Moore.
Sorry.
When we
Yeah,
were
sorry.
teammates, I never thought you'd be chief engineer and general manager. That's great. Congratulations.
Thank you. Okay, we're gonna, no, we're gonna, oh my God, did he squish someone? Sorry. He's gonna stay in the meeting, so don't worry about him. Yeah, he wants to stay in the meeting. He's gonna stay to the end. Thanks, God, that was. All you had to-
meant to
yeah,
get him last
all
time
you had to-
too.
All you have to do is just say all items, they don't make it stay on.
Well, I think
It's not like
that's
city
why she
council.
let me-
So
I
then-
just kept going.
Yeah.
I saw her saying, and then she made Joe give me book to her, even
God.
though she cut me off.
Good. Yeah, because if you say just that, they're gonna give you a minute if you say all items. Thanks. Sorry, he got squished. Okay, 3. No, 2.
First,
Two, yeah.
In here?
No, not, yeah, number 2. Yeah, because we had to go to
Down.
police. Yeah, and then out.
What time is it? I'm
Um,
glad they called us right away then.
Yeah, they were
That
a
was
little
really
late.
good to see everybody on the board and
Yeah,
just to
and they're
hear
really
them.
nice.
And
They're
that's a
good,
new
yeah.
beginning. Good. If that's true, I'll stick to that. Let's go.
And
Move
she's
forward.
very, like her and the other lady, they always are very friendly and,
And the new person on you. They zoomed in,
Yes.
they zoomed in on me when I was telling my story, so
Yeah.
that's being all recorded.
and
That's
then I
really
saw them
good.
talk, so I
I
haven't,
said, get the
Yeah.
stop sign technology with all of their permit, like all of, okay, this is the right one, right?
oh, Jenny, I have,
Intense. The guy-
I do have
was
questions. I had to
wondering,
email you back
the
about
chief
it.
Looks like my dad when he was young.
that really, oh, and he's nice. He's like,
With nicer hair and healthier.
I'm gonna have to
That's
email
what
you,
makes
Jenny,
me so
but thank you
excited
for
to
sending
say
it.
that,
Oh.
like you look like a healthier.
Yep, thank
healthier
you.
version of my dad.
Oh,
I thought it was like.
whoa, whoa.
Ooh, nice. Wow.
Thank you so much. You too. Okay, so hopefully,
There you go.
hey, Rib Guy.
That was intense.
That was intense, but you did great. Yeah, so how you see what they're like the police one, like just say all items to get your 3 minutes. They don't say, they're not like city council, you're off topic.
Topic is this?
Yeah, they don't do that. They just let you have 3 minutes. Yeah. So I'm going to email you, Journey, because I have a question about all that. Wait, what's this? Oh, wait, I can't. Wait, I don't think I can. And then there's like new meetings for like the watershed thing at 2 and charter reform. We need charter reform at 3 because we need this charter reform. We need the permit thing fixed.
Yeah. Is that? Clark?
That's,
It is.
is it? Yeah. Where? Where?
I can tell by the way he walks. He walks like that. It is.
Oh my gosh. Dimples!
Is it? Maybe
Dimples!
Not. Maybe it's not.
No, he's not.
It is. Unless it's a fire. It is. No.
Hi, Sergeant Dimples!
Hear my whistle?
And I was like, no, I can't turn, I can't turn. How you
Hey,
been?
good. How about you?
Good.
Good. We're gonna.
Did she tell you that I found her about this?
Yes, that was. She sent me a bit. That was so funny. I'm like, what the heck?
It was like pouring.
So what are you doing here besides working? Are you on vacation with them?
No, I'm just
Are we going?
I still got work.
Are you going?
Oh, okay.
No.
Oh, we're going.
All right, we're going to the police commission. Yes. Tell them, hey, share some of the money with fire, man. Come on, you guys. Because, because they have come on, they have I mean, your uniforms are nice, but there's something about the fire uniforms. I don't know. You see that sea full of, like, I don't know. It just does something to a girl. Did you? Yeah, we went to fire. Just welcome the new chief. The new chief.
My boss is gonna be with us. Be nice.
Uh,
Just welcome me.
Okay, I'll be nice. Well, I'll try to be nice. All right, bye. Bye, Dimples. Okay, we got this. That is wild. I didn't even notice him. I need glasses so bad. He's at it. He's doing it. Like, that was sweet. He's awesome. Yeah, she met him at the zoo. But hopefully, Street said I asked Street to sign us up. But we may not get to, even if we don't get to speak, we'll get to talk to somebody. You know. She's awake. She's waking up now. No sleeping now. She's sleeping. She's jogging. Oh, he's okay. So the chief is still. They didn't get the public comment yet. Well, yeah, but it's going to be next because the chief is doing his little spiel. So good, but we still have to go through security. Wait, who's his boss? Because his boss is the chief's a guy. He said, yeah, but I need to find out who his boss is.
Oh, it's probably.
No, but his captain's a guy too. So who the heck's his boss?
Hold on, let me get it.
Oh, the Street was telling him off. Awesome. I hope is Shrimp here. He broke Shrimp.
Telling who on?
Streets has been telling them off, I guess, apparently. He had a moment. I'm driving my chair. Good morning.
Hi.
Can you help me put this through, dude? I might need help with this. Wait. Okay. Yes, my advocacy. No, you can check. You can if you need a search. Yeah, you can search. I can send. I just can't take it off. Thanks. Thank you. Yep, you can search.
Okay.
Thanks. Do I need another, or is this good? All right, thank you. What? Is Chief here or is it Choi? Do we know? Oh, okay. So it's Chief. Yeah, I did, Miriam. Good morning, morning.
About 8:20 a.m., a related call came in from 110 East 9th Street where 4 bullet impacts were discovered on the exterior of the building consistent with rounds fired from the original location. Around 9 a.m., the search team checking the 11th floor rooftop patio found 3 expended .45 caliber casings near the apartment. This is the initial focus of the investigation. A short time later, officers searched the subterranean parking space in here. Space there with a blood smear alongside the passenger side. .45 caliber ammunition and a magazine on the floorboard. The vehicle was registered to an owner out of Fresno, but the space itself belonged to one of the apartments there on the 8th floor.
Good point, Peter.
Detectives reviewed building video and determined that the occupants of that unit were likely involved. Based on this information, the drone was deployed to the balcony area of the unit. The live feed showed a male lying on the couch, and there was additional blood located in the balcony area. The drone was able to determine The mail was still moving, however, all calls to the unit went unanswered. Out of concern for his safety, officers attempted a door knock. The male briefly opened the door, then immediately slammed it shut upon seeing the officers. With the drone still streaming live, a second male was seen inside holding a handgun and concealing it in the couch cushions. At that point, with an armed barricaded suspect and possible victims inside, the incident met the criteria for our SWAT team to respond. While SWAT was positioning, the drone captured additional critical information. There was a female in the unit along with 2 small children. Multiple attempts at communication continued to go unanswered until roughly noon, when both males finally exited the unit and were taken into custody without further incident. A subsequent search warrant for the apartment revealed additional ammunition and expended casings. The handgun originally seen on the drone footage was later recovered inside a trash chute, which camera showed one of the suspects using before surrendering. Both male suspects were booked for felony child endangerment and a felon in possession of ammunition. This incident highlights not only the professionalism and discipline of our responding officers, but also the critical role of our drone deployment. The drone provided real-time situational awareness, allowing us to identify an armed suspect, locate the firearm, and recognize that additional victims, including 2 small children, were inside the residence. That information guided our decisions, protected our personnel, and ultimately helped bring this incident to a safe resolution. From November 13th through the 16th, our department worked closely with Los Angeles Fire Department in preparation for a significant storm system that was forecast to impact the city over the weekend. Together, we conducted coordinated planning, resource deployments, and community outreach to ensure the safety of all residents in the areas identified as high risk for mudslides and flooding. As part of that effort, our personnel went door to door to notify and assist 126 residents who were advised to evacuate their homes by 8 p.m. Friday due to potential mudslide concerns. By 5 p.m. on Saturday, conditions had stabilized and the evacuation orders were lifted, allowing residents to safely return home. Fortunately, the storm did not cause any significant incidents. What I want to emphasize is both our department and the LAFD were fully prepared. Our coordination, planning, and communication ensured that if the storm had escalated, we were ready to respond immediately and effectively to protect the community.
Just the facts,
On November 15th, North Hollywood officers took into custody a prolific commercial burglary suspect known as the Beach Cruiser Bandit, who had been targeting small businesses throughout the San Fernando Valley for several weeks. The suspect, a North Hollywood resident with an extensive criminal history, including prior convictions for burglary, narcotics, and theft-related offenses, began a series of commercial burglaries in October of 2025. His pattern focused mostly on small restaurants, typically striking 3 to 5 locations per night, once or twice a week. His method was consistent. He rode a bicycle to the closed businesses during the overnight hours, used a punch tool to shatter glass doors or windows, and then ransacked the register and office areas for cash, electronics, and sheriff too. Detectives began linking the cases through several investigative methods, identifying shared characteristics across the series. Once the suspect was identified, crime flyers were distributed, and roll call briefings ensured that every patrol officer knew exactly who they were looking for. On November 15th, that coordinated effort paid off. After the suspect committed another cluster of burglaries along the Ventura Boulevard in Studio City, North Hollywood officers already familiar with him from detective briefings spotted him near one of the impacted areas. He was found with burglary tools in his possession and broken glass on his clothing. He was taken into custody without further incident and later admitted to committing more than 20 burglaries. A follow-up investigation at his residence resulted in the recovery of additional evidence, including clothing matching the surveillance videos and several stolen dabbles. To date, detectives have connected him to 36 crimes, 32 commercial burglaries in North Hollywood, 2 vandalisms in North Hollywood, 2 commercial burglaries in Van Nuys. Investigators believe he may be responsible for additional crimes and follow-up is ongoing.
Go on with it. It's a child. Go on. Stop being a baby.
Oh, is a 3-year-old interrupting you?
Yes.
Grow up.
Baby. Some racism today, Jim? The person standing up in the white shirt, looking disruptive,
In the white shirt?
in the white long sleeve shirt with a white hat.
The
This is
sweater.
First and last one.
He's taking care of his child.
Go.
Gosh,
Keep going, Jim, this is inappropriate.
not bothering any of us.
Keep going. It's fine.
It's just a baby.
In the most recent 4-week period, overall persons and property crimes are down 3.5%. Person crimes are up 7.8%, while property crimes are down 6.7%. Year-to-date homicides remain one of our strongest indicators, down 24.1%, meaning 63 fewer lives lost compared to last year. Victims shot are also down 8.3% year-to-date, with 74 fewer people shot across the father, not the son. Aggravated assaults are up 8.2% over the last 4 weeks. But they should deeper look shows that domestic violence related assaults are a significant driver of that increase. Robberies are up just under 5% for the period. The majority continue to be Estes type incidents, which make up more than half of all robberies. Robberies involving firearms, however, are down nearly 20%. We're also recovering more firearms overall, up more than 15% year-to-date. Burglaries are up 1.7% for the period. Residential burglaries are down 12.5%, while non-residential burglaries are up 21%, largely driven by the increases in our valley divisions. With the recent arrest of the beach cruiser bandit who was responsible for a significant cluster of commercial burglaries in the city, we're hopeful these numbers will begin to stabilize. Motor vehicle thefts are up 5.7% over the last 4 weeks. We continue to closely monitor emerging patterns, identify trends, and use every available resource to address crime spikes in the specific areas. Our personnel strength, sworn personnel as of November 17th is 8,671. Civilian professional staffing is 2,528. And currently, we have 342 reserve officers. That concludes my report to the Commission this morning, Madam President.
Thank you, Chief. Let's take some questions from the fellow commissioners. Commissioner Shields?
Thank you, President. Thank you, Chief, for the report. I echo your sympathy to the Officer Magania's family and friends and everyone in the department who are dealing with the loss of a loved one. And thank you for the report on the drone usage and the effective use of that to really deal with a real-time situation and provide the officers with crucial information that helped to get people in custody without incident. And also congratulations to all those involved in the significant arrest of the commercial robbery suspect. It sounds like he had a bulk of activity happening, and glad that is put to an end. With regards to personnel strength, you mentioned like the number of officers that we currently have, and I've seen some reporting about criticism that the department is hiring more than allocated. Is the department making up for the number of people who have left the department? Like, how are we on balance in terms of retention versus hiring?
Yeah, we're not where we should be, we're not where we need to be. We're down 1,400 officers now. I have budget approval to hire 240 this fiscal year. We're hopeful, based on comments that have been made throughout the budget process, that if we achieve that, we could hire an additional 240. That would be 480. We might realize a net gain of 400 there, but we're going to lose 500 to 600 this year. So even best case scenario, we're not tracking in the right direction. We need to do a lot more hiring than we currently are doing to be able to help replenish the number of personnel strength, but also to be able to prepare for the major events we have coming in the next few years.
Thank you, Chief. A couple of, and I understand with regards to the officer-involved shootings that you mentioned, that the California Department of Justice is doing one investigation, and both of those matters will come to our review later next year. I saw that you had made a statement about the ongoing litigation involving the journalists, and kind of the need for the city attorney's position. I echo again the request that I had at the last meeting that the commission have some type of closed session briefing on this litigation so that we better understand and are briefed on the matter, as well as any other, active, ongoing, significant litigation. I think that it's appropriate for the board to be properly updated on that. And one additional thing, just given the upcoming holidays and see the Board of Rights report that we will be having later today, and understanding that around the holidays there tends to be increases in both impaired driving and also domestic violence. What is the department doing to make sure that officers have the resources they need to make sure that that is not an issue for them, and so they don't see themselves both injuring others, injuring themselves, or suffering some significant consequences?
Yeah, certainly, thank you for that. We regularly address those issues throughout our stations, throughout the city, throughout our various divisions, as well as my monthly message to the department, talking about the issues, the significance of it, the help that's available to everybody, the resources that we have in the department. And that's on the internal messaging and providing resources necessary to be able to help you with the issues underlying some of those problems. Externally, as far as resources, we will take the limited resources we have, try and focus them on the problem areas, trying to anticipate using education and as well as enforcement to deal with during the holiday seasons, the increased number of people who are driving impaired on the streets. We will use every vehicle we have available as well to educate the community, talk about these issues, and hopefully put it on everybody's radar that they can help prevent tragedies from occurring by being responsible during this period of time in particular.
Thank you, Chief. And I think it would be beneficial, President, if we have a presentation from Dr. Dorian and Behavioral Sciences Services about all of the resources, before all of the holidays happen, so that it's echoed. I think we talk a lot about having resources, but I think it's important to really identify what those are and make sure that there really is. Officers have a lot of resources available, and there really is no excuse for this type of conduct. And I hope, Chief, that there's also a sentiment that this type of behavior will not be tolerated in the department and that appropriate action will be taken. And I do think that, in the past, the commission had, years ago, received more regular reports about discipline, and I think that it may be appropriate to revisit and have more regular reports about this, just to make sure that we are all aligned in that messaging, and whether that's from the department or the Inspector General having more visibility into that.
Thank you, Commissioner Shields, and that recommendation will move forward.
Last week, current LAPD policy and any laws on record for crowd control and less lethal ammunition.
Yeah, just as an overview, we can get you subject matter experts to be able to go into greater detail on that. But the premise that we use 40 millimeters or 37 millimeters or any other less lethal munitions against peaceful protesters or journalists is a foundation that is not established. We do not focus our efforts on journalists in any fashion. We declare an area closed based on the violence that is in the area. Once that's closed, then we have seen journalists struck by 40 millimeters or 37 millimeter less lethal projectiles, as we have seen police officers struck by the same projectiles in that area. We're not aiming for people in that environment.
Excuse me, the person in the red, in the black t-shirt, you've been previously warned.
Is that better?
They don't even know it's a fucking person.
This lady here, next to the lady with a pink mask, orange mask.
Literally, you use a 40 millimeter against her too?
She hasn't received a first warning, Teresa.
She didn't even say.
She just got here.
Sergeant of Arms, please remove her. She was previously warned.
You have not given her a first warning.
I'm talking about you.
What did she do?
Hey, what's your problem?
Good morning,
I'm
Deb.
not talking about the lady in the mask. I'm talking about the lady in the black t-shirt sitting next to you.
So not you.
She's been previously warned. Sergeant of Arms.
I thought you warned the white guy with the baby.
So who are you talking to?
Now you're coming from her. You see how this makes no sense?
Freak? Sad. Clowns. You guys are sad fucking clowns. This is political theater.
Yep.
None of this
Yep.
means anything.
Yep.
Your entire attitude towards the public is disrespectful. Teresa, you're a fucking asshole. You've been the most authoritarian president. The most authoritarian president.
Oops, oh, sorry.
Pick up your line on your script. Go back to your script.
I know they warned the father.
Now I'm gonna say something.
But I didn't see anything. I didn't see any warning for her, but it could have been earlier. We got here late. Yeah, the person is. She may have gotten a warning earlier. I don't know. She's not happy.
My hope is that we revisit this and see that the premise of the case is that our operation is in line with our policy, consistent on that. We're certainly concerned when we see a piece of video that shows somebody getting struck who is not the intended person. Every one of these is investigated to a degree that you're all familiar with, beyond what the public, I think, has any understanding or appreciation of.
Well, we're here to learn
Very
that.
in-depth investigation. And so I am comfortable that
They're showing
the
their.
action occurs that
They
is
shouldn't show their bias like that. The public's the public.
within
Even the ones that disagree with you.
The Inspector General is privy to that, and they're following this as we move forward as well. As far as limitations,
Chief, would you please close that door?
That indicator is problematic, isn't it? I like it.
thank you. Any further limitations on our ability to be able to use less lethal in the field when it's necessary, that I would have concern over that. The ability to use 40 millimeter, 37 millimeters in a crowd management situation, crowd control situation, is a de-escalation tool, so that there isn't actions taken beyond that, and so that our folks on the line aren't injured, as well as the public in that environment is not injured by the actions of the protesters. So I have concerns. I would hope that as the council looks to go forward on this, that they would consult with our subject matter experts on the implications of their actions. We have people who would be very willing to be able to provide a full presentation and briefing on the implications of either of these proposals.
Thank you. I hope as we move forward, I recognize that these situations can be difficult to manage. At the same time, I think it's critical that we always hold ourselves to a high standard, and when we see things that don't look great, that we investigate those properly and take the proper action.
Thank you. I agree 100%. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. All right, we move now to public comment period. We will allow 45 minutes on all items. We will begin. Madam Secretary?
Thank you. The first speaker is Ambassador Carlos Gonzalez.
Yes.
Thank you very much, Madam President, Commissioners, the Chief. Thank you for the opportunity to speak. I come before you not only as the Consul General of Mexico, but also as a representative of thousands of Mexican families who call Los Angeles home. Since June 6, we have interviewed more than 1,200 Mexican nationals detained by immigration authorities in the Los Angeles County area. Half of those interviewed by us have returned to my home country. The other half await a long legal battle for both in immigration courts and federal courts. Only 3% have been able to secure bail. We have seen a sharp decline in school attendance, medical visits, and even basic errands. The consulate is no exception. We have seen a decline in consular visits. Families avoid public spaces, fearing detention. This naturally erodes trust in agencies, as it becomes difficult for the average person to distinguish a regular cop. In times of uncertainty like the ones we are going through, it is important to reinforce the bond between the communities and their cops. People must not fear reporting crime. When crime is not reported, it proliferates. I would like to emphasize that we all play a role in strengthening that trust. We need to adapt and to listen to the people we serve. I believe only through dialogue and trust may we better address our people's needs. The Mexican consulate in Los Angeles wants to work with you because we want to do our share in building community trust. Thank you very much.
Sir, do you have a card, sir? Do you have a card?
Can you hear me okay?
Oh, yes, what items would you like to speak on?
Thank you, sir.
All items, please. Thank you. I just want to remind the President about the Senate Bill 707 and the changes to the Brown Act in regards to teleconferencing requirements. But may I remind you, for decades, Scientology has been operating a criminal enterprise with the guiding hand of the LAPD. Jamie Mustard, who wrote Child X, speaks of the late night stops as a small child being pulled over by LAPD. He just mentioned Scientology and off he went, no questions asked. They ran the largest infiltration of the government in government history, for which leader's wife and others were sent to prison. It's just called Operation Snow White. We have seen with our own eyes, with LAPD working as security for Scientology events, threatening arrest for people being on a public sidewalk. Board of Public Works have made it clear, sidewalks are always accessible to the public. You have them on your CPAPs. You've attended their events, accepted their donations, performed at their Christmas parties. The abused kids have come forward and spoken to you of the crimes, and Lara is coming more regularly to plead with you to take steps to distance yourself. Audit comes week after week advocating for the children, abused sexually, physically, and mentally for years. The cult of Scientology was allowed to run child slave camps in California, and law enforcement turned a blind eye to the cult behavior. There are currently cases in the LA courts for child sex trafficking, kidnap, false imprisonment, stalking, and human trafficking, yet you stand beside Janet Whelan, Kristen Catano-Peterson, Julian Schwartz, Kendrick Moxon, and Jennifer Krauskopf, all perpetrators and complicit in these crimes. Justice needs to be given to these children. Lisa McPherson, Whitney Mills, who died at their hands and under watchful eye of Scientology. Do better. I use back my time.
Great job, Marcus.
Patricia Mendoza.
Great job.
Good morning, Chief McDonald, Jim McDonald, and committee, commissioners, and public. I have to dispute coming here in the morning, I think when it's okay, and the other lady, and the people making comments, they don't know me, but I came with a plan, and I want them to listen. With all due respect, I've been a victim of the Rampart police stations and officers for more than 20 years. My property was stolen by 4 people. They told me that if I called the police, they would call foster care, make sure that my son would be removed and he would be sexually abused at foster care. Years went by. I went to the Rampart. I came up here, I wrote a letter. Constantly, I was like raped from my rights. I was born here in Los Angeles, Temple and Moultrie. My mother worked 40 years in downtown. I've been in the streets in downtown since I was 9 years old. I grew up when the gang was dying in Echo Park. I know how to survive. I know how to respect. You might not like someone, but we have to be civil. And these police officers that have studied them so much for 20 years, I said, why do they hate women? Why do they hate me? The reason they haven't arrested me is I stay quiet and I respect. They threaten me, they put their finger in my chest. There's even women, they're cuckoo. I have many, many cases. A lot of officers are malicious and evil. And with all due respect, in my heart, please forgive me, couple. They're not gay, they're not cuckoo, they're just pedophiles. Because they sure did talk to me like a little girl, like if I was locked up in the warehouse. I did the investigations in downtown at the Garden when there was a fire. The Newton Police Department, the police department in 6th and Wall Street, boy, they're very evil and malicious. There's a lot of corruption being done on First and North the courthouse. Bankruptcies, fraud. I have a guy that's filing 30, 40 cases. He's in a wheelchair. There's a nonprofit every day at court claiming that he walked in the store. So he's making money. Judges are very corrupt. But if I would have got my police report, I wouldn't have to go through so much suffering and mentally emotional what they make me go through the police department. All I wanted was a police report. Give it to my title insurance company to go through under admission. They would assign me corporate attorneys. I can't afford a private attorney and litigate $30,000, $40,000, $50,000. But they're malicious. Maybe I can meet with you in private. Maybe I should write a letter, but I have faith that Donald Trump and Bonnie would help me. Thank you.
Next, we have Steve Wright.
Yeah, but you never do nothing for me.
Good morning.
And what I can do is have them look into your case. Do you have new cases? Would you want to talk about it?
Yeah.
The United States of America is a constitutional republic, Christ is king, and all lives matter. I'd like to offer prayers and condolences for the family of Officer Bailey Gunn.
Somebody's talking.
Tragic incident.
like Fidel Castro, wake up.
Thank you, man.
I'd like to acknowledge, last week we did not have a meeting of the police commission, but it was the Marine Corps birthday on November 10th, and it was Veterans Day on November 11th. There's no acknowledgement on it of those very noteworthy days on lapdonline.org. I think there should be an acknowledgement. I know that many LAPD members, officers are Marines or veterans. I thank them all for their service as police officers and in the service of our country in whatever military branch they were in. I think that needs to be acknowledged by the police commission and by the website. And speaking of the website, it's still clear that the statistical information is inadequate. You still don't have the number of arrests that have been made during this year. How is it possible that you don't know how many arrests were made? It just gives the public the impression that either you don't know what's going on or you don't want the public to know what's going on. Also on the raw numbers of actual crimes. You need to see that. There needs to be transparency and accountability. Those are words that are often used, but we need to see them practiced. I think that there are a lot of things that are said at these meetings. Unfortunately, with the Brown Act, there is no interaction. There is no real feedback from the community that seems to be listened to. When you say key stakeholders, who are we? Are we not key stakeholders? Who is a key stakeholder as opposed to who is not a key stakeholder? If you live in the city of Los Angeles, if you have some connection to the city of Los Angeles, you work there, go to school there, whatever it is, are you not a key stakeholder? Aren't we all key stakeholders, or do we have only certain people who are key stakeholders? I want to recommend a book, since it was a Marine Corps birthday last week, for all the police commissioners and anyone listening to read. War is a Racket, written in 1935 by Marine Corps General Smedley Butler. There are a lot of lessons in that book that might benefit policing and public safety in general, and peace. We have officers who are peace officers. We pray for peace, pray for the officers. God bless LAPD, God save Los Angeles. Thank you.
The next speaker, please, Jonathan Foster.
Honored to be first, Jonathan Foster, Jeff Scobin. May the Holy Ghost come into your heart. Jesus is Messiah. So that I'm not in trouble with Jesus. I did what I'm supposed to. 98% excellent service in the LAPD. I think it does 98% excellent service, and it's 2% that's gross, and it's really gross.
Excuse me, this is your first and last warning.
Everybody in this commission has said that.
Okay, I'm going to have to remove you, President of this shit show. And Madam Secretary, can you believe I am shit show? All right, you will need to be removed. This is your first warning. You are going to be removed. This is your first warning. I am going to have to remove you from the meeting. This is your first warning.
It will not be accepted by the people.
You will be removed. This is your first one. Actually, this is your second warning. Shit show. You are to sit down, please, and be quiet. And I'm going to have to ask that you be removed. Mr. Clark, this is a first warning. I'm going to have to ask that you be removed. President of this shit show. You are to sit down, please, and be quiet.
So, that's some of the stuff that goes on here that I think is gross, that I don't support. How about this part?
People in the same circumstance, with the same training, respond the exact same way at the same time. I can understand that.
So he just allowed this, what happened to Andre Jones. Listen to what happened to Andre Jones.
Either the training's wrong,
Right.
respond the exact same way at the same time.
6.25.
The city attorney about withdrawing the injunction, or we probably talk offline about that.
There's a lot of talking offline about stuff. There's a lot of things that are very gross. And all of you need to go back and watch every meeting since May 8th, 2018. That was my first day here when Waukesha Wilson's aunt threw ashes into the mouth of Chief Charlie Beck. And observe every question, because you're asking stupidness. And you need a cam on. The reason why we don't know what you two are going to talk about is because you don't wear a cam and it's not being recorded. We can't access what was being said with the people, and there are decisions being made without the people. So, and you're the same thing as before COVID. This didn't happen before COVID, and then you come up and it's worse. Like you smell worse than the other rat that was up there. So you need to take every item and then we have discussion and then we comment on the discussion, President.
Thank you. The next speaker is.
Joe heard you on the radio.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
Woo!
What's up, thanks, people? My name's Aiden. Teresa, Jeff, this is the first time you've heard me talk. Do you know why? It's because you motherfuckers cut off public comment after like 45-ish minutes every week at this meeting when you decide to have it, when you deign to come down to this room and do your fucking jobs. Hello, welcome back, Chief. Haven't seen you in a month. I'm mainly here today to give some commentary about this meeting, who these people are, and what they do. Ostensibly, this meeting is a meeting of the Police Commission, which is supposed to be a civilian oversight body that keeps the police in check, holds them accountable, makes sure they don't do any of the bad shit that we see them do all the time. However, as people who come to this meeting regularly know, and as you know, I'm sorry that woman who came in and spoke about her problems isn't still here, but nothing actually ever happens when people come to this meeting. They come to this meeting, they say their sad thing that was usually caused by the police, and some very, gentle detective comes out somewhere from the right side of the room and says, oh yes, we'll speak to you privately in the back about this. There's a reason these motherfuckers keep coming back. It's because you guys don't fucking do anything. Look, we got the guy from the OIG, aka the PIG, not even fucking paying attention. We got the chief texting on his phone, doing some sort of little hand signal. Welcome back. I hope to see you here more often, where your job happens. We have Django Shibley, who came from the UK, is an expert in, non-lethal weapons and non-violence. Got to stop the cops from shooting people. Welcome. Maybe try fucking doing that. They seem to be shooting people. They've shot more people this year than last year at this time. 20 more people. 60 fewer shootings, I think the chief said in his report. 20 more officer-involved shootings than last year. So really, if you consider the police as a criminal organization, we're actually only down 40 shootings. And 20 of them have gone, largely uninterrupted and probably uninvestigated, except by Matthew, who really does not seem to be doing shit aside from sending sanitized data to the police commissioner so that he can, or to the police chief so that he can lie to the public about what's happening in the streets. I will note, this meeting is at 9:30 a.m. on Tuesdays. You only let 15 people talk. We live in a city of 4 million people. A lot of people interact with the cops, and a lot of people have something to say. You'd probably be better suited listening to them, trying to adjust their behavior, and trying to keep your department in check than doing whatever the fuck it is you're doing right now. However, we all know that's not going to happen because the police are fundamentally corrupt. They are in the pockets of LA's, elite real estate developers, etc., and they don't really care about doing their jobs. So that's the backdrop. Fuck 12, free Palestine. Woo!
Give it to him, Han. Yeah. Thank you.
Good morning, Police Chief, and good morning, everybody. So today, I think you let me talk a little bit longer. My name is Chen Sun Ha. I think a lot of people know me. Every Saturday and Sunday, I demonstration at Huntington Beach Pier, California, every Saturday and Sunday. And again, the big worldwide corporation, corrupt system, they control America with the failed president, United States of America. This is big, this is very dangerous. The failed president, failed the system, they kill everybody in jail, in mental hospital, and in hospital every day. So nobody talk about it. But I'm here to tell you, the system failed, we need to fix it. Then the city Huntington Beach, they call the MAGA city. They threaten me a lot. Then they sent 12 police officers. They arrest me. I'm handicapped, they took me down and put handcuffs on my arm, my leg. They put me in police car. They put me in police car. They took me into the jail. They put me in there 4 hours. Then they do some kind of paperwork for me. Then they say, you get out and then go to the courthouse and they see me over there. So then they put like 3 city lawyers to suing me on violation to the whatever they say, the code, or I'm the bad guy, you know. So then I go to the courthouse with them, and they say to my district attorney, Orange County district attorney, they say, I have to accept I'm guilty. I say, no, I'm not guilty. I demonstration, I protect the Huntington Beach City, I protect all American people, I protect the judge, the lawyer, white, including the President of the United States of America. I protect him too. Why you sued me? Then my district attorney go tell to the city Huntington Beach lawyer, and they say, oh, okay, we drop the case. We don't sue you. No, done. This means they lie. They lie very dangerous to America. So everybody in this room, if you MAGA, you're wrong in America. We need to fix it. Stop killing American people. We need to stop it. Thank you. Oh, another thing, I come to the LA, I come to the police, I come here in the future.
Thank you, your time is up.
Why you turn off?
Your time is up.
No, this is very important because in America, I'm not talking myself, I'm talking to everybody to protect the people. It's very important. This is not here, but everywhere. We need to
Call the next speaker, please.
The next speaker, please, is
Thank
William
you.
Goode.
Thank you.
Good morning. Teresa, you have no business being president of this commission.
Yes.
Actually, you don't even deserve to be on this commission at all, let alone president. Rasha should probably be president, but of course, because Karen Bass is hurting with Latinos, that's the reason why you're here, okay? It's a craven move on her part, but that's why you're in this position. And again, you have no business being here. Again, we get 45 minutes public comment. 45 in a city, like you said, of 4 million people. That's 15 speakers. And you canceled last week's meeting, so you should double up today. It should be an hour and a half. That's what should happen.
That's right.
And I'm going to tell you right now, I said this before, I've been at her house and hanging posters and stuff. I say that we start going over to her house and holding public comment over there. Is that what you want? Because that's what's going to happen, Teresa. As for Mr. Pumpkin Face right here, this guy, he just asked you a question about the use of less legals against reporters and against protesters. And you get some bullshit answer about how, yes, some reporters are accidentally being shot, and even some officers are being shot by him. Well, you know what? If your officers are shooting other officers with 40 millimeters, then maybe you have a fucking problem where you shouldn't be using them at all. Yeah. This is basic shit. And then for you to lie to say that these reporters are accidentally being hit. I'm out there watching it happen, filming it happen, watching them being targeted, watching mounted officers point at who they want shot, and then they shoot them. You are so full of shit, Jim. You just lied to him. And it's not the first time you guys lied. The real chief, this guy's not the real chief. This guy's just a figurehead. The real chief is Dominic Choi. Everybody fucking knows it. He runs this place. And he was here 2 weeks ago. When Jeff asked, have you gotten rid of those 72-hour briefings? He says, no, 72-hour briefings are still going on. That's a fucking lie. It's a lie. So, because of that, Mr. OIG, this is a formal complaint against Dominic Choi for lying to a member of the police commission. Get me that fucking CF number and email it to me. Now, you're trying to fight the restraining order that was put against you guys by a federal judge. And it's kind of fucking, it blows my mind that you think that, and his rationale is, if we aren't allowed to use less lethals against journalists, then we might have to be forced to use something more drastic. Like fucking bullets? We're talking about shooting bullets at journalists? And you're trying to get the city attorney to appeal this to the Ninth Circuit. We have no chance of winning. You're gonna take it to the Supreme Court? This is Karen Bass's LA right here, who has disdain for the public and for journalists. Fuck you, Teresa.
All right.
Let's start off with the chief's report, which should be limited to a maximum of 40 minutes in every meeting. Since today, including the time that the chief was having his racist meltdown because black people may have to bring their kids here sometimes, that's about 14 minutes that everyone should be allocated per person to speak. Since the chief took so darn long, and I'm not even including the time you could ask a few softball questions and that. I turn it off during that because I want you to actually ask him some reasonable questions, things like that. But you don't really ask anything. You get lied to, you don't follow up, you never ask about it again, you don't ask follow-up questions. It's just a softball question that you can just basically make a narrative for, and it's a good soundbite for him to use later, basically. That's all that happens. You got so many people you got the fucking Consulate General of Mexico coming out, from Mexico for LA, coming out to speak against what you're doing here. That's how bad this is getting. That's how bad Jim McDonald's leadership is. You have the power to fire him. You actually can just, on your own, fire Jim McDonald for the city charter. It's subject to appeal from city council, but you can fire him. And you've chosen not to, even though he lies to you repeatedly. He's violated numerous laws, injunctions, restraining orders, all this stuff. He's repeatedly assisting ICE. LAPD is shooting and killing more people every year, but you don't say anything. Nothing at all. We have the consent agenda, lots of violence on this as usual. Lots of really expensive holiday parties. Drones for the emergency services, bomb squad, no. You have more funding to go party with ICE out in the middle of the desert. It's the Baker to Vegas event that ICE participates in. You happily go party with them over there. You have on here, you've got the officer hiring process. Now McDonald mentioned all kinds of lies. It is proven that LAPD does not have the budget to hire more officers than was allocated in the budget. You don't have the approval to do that. And there's no workaround, you're just hoping to ask for forgiveness later, which unfortunately will probably give you over at City Council. But you're violating your own budget. Your own budget prohibits you from hiring more than the amount of officers you have. You should and fuck the budget proposal. Defund the LAPD. You're defunding the rest of the city. There'll be more and more money because there's so much violence. Teresa, let everyone speak today. There's so many people here. There's a lot more people on Zoom. Let us all speak. You have plenty of time.
Let us speak.
Hi guys, so yeah, I'm here again. My word to the public is to take down Scientology. I was a born and raised child. I know you'll listen because they've heard it all over and over again. We protest Scientology, the child abuses, the elderly neglect, literally on a daily basis, $47 a week. These board members, internal members get paid, like my father working at the Blue Building. My father used to be an executive, high member of the church. Now he's scrubbing dishes at the Blue Building because, do you wonder if it had anything to do with his rock star loud child screaming about the abuses that have been going on in Scientology through the LAPD. It all starts with the LAPD, right? Because we're not allowed to report crimes in Scientology anywhere, even as a public or an internal member. You're not allowed to report criminal crimes to the authorities. That is a policy in Scientology. So Tom Cruise, who you fucking all are we have Tom Cruise here. I bet you'd sign up to him in a heartbeat if he showed up for something, right?
He supports this. He knows that no Scientologist is allowed to report rape or child abuse or elderly abuse. Okay, they are not allowed. If they do report it, they get expelled. They get disconnected, like I did. They get declared a suppressive person, an SP. They can no longer speak to anybody that is ever a Scientologist or any family members that are associated with Scientology. Therefore, I'm left protesting outside of the Blue Building, screaming for my dad, hoping that somehow the de-brainwashing that he's been put into, through the city's approval, Scientology's been approved through all, Fire, LA, the mayor, Karen Bass has been on their stage. Why? Why are you guys on the board? Why do you hold a position if you're afraid to kick somebody out that has a fucking issue with nothing being done? Why? I can do the position. I'll do it. Why not have 2 hours when you fucking cancel a meeting where this is the only outlet to let this shit out? Who else? We've done everything else.
That's right.
So yes, I will stand up here and shake with my PTSD because my family is still being ripped apart. And not only that, you guys support it. LAPD goes in and goes, oh, it's a Scientology thing. Okay, send these cops. Send these ones from the Northeast Division. Why? Why do I have to pick and choose through the LAPD, who I believe is honest? Because they're not many. Why can't you guys openly speak about the fucking issues? Don't be afraid of people being upset. Yes, we're gonna comment and say shit, because it's not going away. And if you're not gonna do it, then don't be on the board.
Right.
That's right.
Good job. Good job.
Quit your job and let her do it.
Great job. Hey, Jojo.
Michael.
Hey, Finky. Hey, Janet.
This is Charmaine.
Hey, Gen X.
This
Jake.
is Charmaine. Yes.
Buttercup.
Yes, my name is Charmaine Elizabeth Johnson. I first came to Los Angeles in 2020. I was lured into a home robbed by Spanish gang members. The LAPD lied to me and said that they didn't have my belongings and I couldn't retain them. And I ended up leaving Los Angeles. My car was taken from me and ended up catching a bus without my baggage. It was also robbed from me, planned by the LAPD also. And went back to Florida with promise that, you know, what they wanted actually was my business plans, which were in my purse. I returned to Los Angeles with, well, I had promise of a significant other here. I was lured here deceptively, and I found that the LAPD are laundering my business in collaboration with the FBI. They are using my identity, apparently marrying my name behind my back, marrying people behind my back to launder and use my intellectual property. They openly are indicating it in Skid Row, using people as actors. It's like a circus. I am being murdered with chemicals put in my foods, in my consumables, in both my food and my beverages. And, you know, it's a detrimental situation. I think a lot of high-ups people, I'm sure, the chief of police, I'm sure you do know about what's happening. And, you know, if you don't, I'd be very, very surprised that you don't know about it. It needs to stop immediately. If people are married in my name, that needs to be negated. It needs to be reversed. Annulments need to be made and my intellectual property returned and stop being used illegally. It's, you know, when you use someone's intellectual property, you can be imprisoned, and it is a serious crime. I've been dispensed date rape drugs on the streets of Skid Row as a woman, and I've been violated in the night. It's a very, very serious situation that needs to be addressed immediately. I need my belongings back, my businesses, I need to be off the street and conducting my businesses. I've been to university to and actually spend all my capital to implement. It's unethical, it's devastating, and it's evil, and it needs to stop immediately. Thank you very much.
The next speaker, Michael Aikman.
Antics, this is him. Antics. This is him.
Good morning. First issue, I sometimes get in the public representatives like you don't really like oral public comments, though it's part of the job you signed up for. I actually prefer submitting written public comments, and I've done it here twice, and they failed to appear twice. Maybe it was a technical glitch, maybe it was intentional, but it should be addressed. Second, the LAPD recently criticized a court decision to enjoin them from shooting less lethal weapons at journalists, saying that it may, quote, compromise officer safety. I actually applaud the LAPD for not remaining silent on what it considers to be bad court decisions, but if you're going to start criticizing court decisions, why not call out ones which actually compromise officer safety? Decades of misinterpreting the Second Amendment. The LAPD should say that any court that allows semi-automatic weapons in civil society has police officers' blood on its hands. Third, I'm very concerned about abuse of closed session and serial meeting violations. Just about anything police do involves the criminal process, so you should not let any threat of civil litigation circumvent what should be public and open processes. Last and most important, the police here and elsewhere are simply not doing the core part of their jobs. They are failing to make required records, and they are failing to seriously investigate allegations. Some crimes produce obvious evidence. A smash and grab will have things which are smashed and grabbed, but extortion produces no evidence. If someone is threatened with violence, if they go to the police, they'll never report it. And the chief will honestly report an apparent low crime rate, despite it being a very high crime rate. This will not be fixed unless officials like you ask the governor to send a handful of investigators from the National Guard to look into police misconduct. Thank you.
Thank you. The next speaker. Peggy Lee. Kennedy. Woo!
Thank you for calling my name. I came here to be with my comrades who aren't getting enough time for public comment, but I have to tell you that I also want to talk about the police, the LAPD in the area where I stay, Pacific Division. I'm a retired accountant, by the way, many years. I was chief financial officer of an international organization. I know a lot about accounting. I just raised your budget, attached to your agenda, and you're asking for $10 million for LAPD overtime with homelessness in the next year's budget. And I have to tell you, that's insane. I watch all these officers standing around all the time while unhoused people are being made to move 10 feet for no reason, none. And what are they doing there? Who are they protecting? What crime has happened? I mean, homelessness is the crime, and the fact is that most of these people are disabled. Where is reasonable accommodation? No, hurry up, move, or we're gonna throw your stuff away while you're not looking, and the LAPD are standing there protecting the trashing of unhoused people's belongings, what they need to survive, and that's what they're doing. And honestly, some of these officers that are standing around, and I've seen groups of them, like 8 and 10, it's crazy. Look, some of these officers, and I don't want to body shame anybody because I'm overweight and I'm disabled, but I could probably outrun a few of them, right? It's bad. Why are they standing around? What are they doing and who are they protecting? And now you want $10 million for overtime for these people? That's insane. That's completely insane. And you're just standing? You're just sitting here? What are you going to do? Approve it? Send it to the budget committee so they can approve it? It's a crime what's going on out there. Look, last week, like 6 cars surrounded this woman in this bus, and she just wanted to drive away. She lives in a bus. She works 3 jobs, one of them with the city of LA. Oh my God. And she just wanted to drive away, and they blocked her from getting in her vehicle so that they could tow her away. Somehow, she got in through a hatch on the roof. Come on, people. She's in her 20s. She's black. What is wrong with this situation? Oh, some house person got upset because she was parked on that street.
There you are.
Elon Musk wants that $1 trillion paycheck, you know? He didn't help a damn person.
Alright, so LAPD picks Augustine Hernandez and Jay Weber murdered Hugo Polanco in Watts, another person in mental crisis that you gave a death sentence. November 15, 1998, you murdered beloved Watts resident Daryl Chubby Hood, who was in mental crisis. Again, you keep murdering people in mental crisis. Now, Pitt Bailey Magna crashed his Tesla into a pole at 2 a.m. on the morning of November 8th, going so fast that his car burst into flames, resulting in the sweetest of pig roast, and the LAPD chose to, quote, honor the sacrifice of Bailey. Jim, what sacrifice did he make? What honorable act was he in the midst of? Now, I'm not a detective, but everything points to this hog driving drunk and killing himself, which is what you guys would classify as suicide by cop, right? Now, I want to point out, as this department will commence its yearly education series to the public on DUIs, that the LAPD closed my public records request without answering how many current LAPD pigs have been arrested for DUI and how many current LAPD pigs have been arrested for DUI while on duty. Now tell me, Jeffrey, how is not knowing that info in the interest of the public? These drunk pigs are driving your cars, right? And LAPD can't even provide a number. Nobody asked for names, ranks, or any identifying information. Now speaking of closing PRAs, the LAPD continues to prevent the release of its crime data, citing that it would lead to public panic and that your arrest data that tracks arrests is unavailable due to structural errors and duplicate entries. Now, we've never trusted any data that flows from this department or is managed by this department, but the idea that LAPD is so hesitant releasing this data because they claim it wouldn't be in the interest of the public is so far-fetched even for this department. Now, LAPD wants to add $359 million to its operational budget, and this commission gave the public 3 days, 16 hours, and 42 minutes to review 287 pages of pig waste. Let me highlight one of the bogus acts. There's 32 TAC-PAC tabletop radios at $8,000 a pop. Now, a quick search online shows that those go for just under $1,200. So somebody's making a killing as usual within the LAPD. And who is getting these kickbacks on these purchases? Now, for the record, y'all had your little graduation last Friday for 27 pigs from your June class, 16 pigs for the March class, 21 pigs for the January class, yet you're asking for funding for 40 pigs per recruit class in this request. This comes after council members had to publicly call y'all out for going over your hiring for this fiscal year, and even then, the department only estimated that y'all were going to hire 31 piglets per class. Now, which commissioner is going to ask about their breakdown today? LA pigs are responsible for half the tax in this country on journalists so far in 2025. Jim McDonald is claiming that media on the ground at protests have quote-unquote ill intent and are gaining access to areas behind the pigs to potentially interfere, escalate, and assault pigs, but can't point to a single instance of this ever happening. Again, another lie from the non-lips of this swine. Now, I know this commission has forgotten about Jerry Estrada, but we won't. The video of this killing that you released is highly edited as usual, and of course not in the 5 megapixel resolution that your Axon body cams toot to the public. How convenient as you're trying to identify the pig who killed Jerry. Their family will have to sue the city to find out the name of that pig. And again, you'll do whatever you need to do to protect him. Fuck y'all.
What?
There's people here.
I got something to say.
You got nothing to do? What's up? Thank you, Madam
Look at all these people here.
You're gonna listen.
I'm sorry, that's outrageous. That's
Thank you.
outrageous. Look at all these people here.
Extending it.
They're extending it. Thank you.
John Avalos.
I hope they signed. Did he sign it?
Thank you.
Yes, thank you, Teresa. I still may not get called.
My phone runs out at the right time.
You want me to record you?
Oh, thanks. It ran out. Okay, thank you.
Hi, everybody. Good to see you. Yeah, this is like the fourth meeting where I signed the card, and then you canceled the meeting for, you canceled us. Pretty bad. My name is John Avalos. I live over here in Eagle Rock. I wish the ambassador from Mexico was still here. I would just wanted to reiterate to him that the problem is that you're acting like a police meeting. You're the police department's, a meeting of all the police. That's what you are. You are not what we thought you are. No, you're not an oversight by the community. Are you? Is that what you think you are? Because in the newspapers and in the media, it's very confused. It's not clear. And Mr. Khan was here the other day giving history of how the police commission, you guys have been here since what, the 1800s? Something, and it's the same situation. Anyway. Yeah, you are not a community oversight or community control. You are not. You're not. The media doesn't want to fix that either. Somehow the news people, they just treat you like you're the police department, right? They treat them like the decisions they make, it looks like, well, they're the police department. They gotta make, no, something's not right. And then what was this about the city attorney? You introduced the gentleman over there at the end. I've been studying the videos of your meetings for a few years now. You always introduce him as the city attorney. What is his name? Not Barragan. Can I walk over there to read his name? I can't see it.
Carlos.
Carlos, okay, Carlos. Okay, he's the only one that's been here all the time for 7 years since I've been coming by. He's the only consistent figure. All of you are new. Then you always introduce him as the city attorney, but there is a city attorney. He's not the city attorney. And the media said that the city attorney wants the police to keep torturing the media that's out there, right? It was the city attorney that requested that you change the rules so that you can continue to abuse the reporters and the media. So it was you. It was you. You're the one that started all that. And nobody knows that. Carlos. Yeah, you introduced him, and look at what it says right there. It does not call him the city attorney on this plaque. It does not say that that's what he is. So something is wrong there. Thank you.
Thank you. The next speaker, Luis Cifuentes.
Is it good? This is what
I don't think they skipped over my name, but.
Hi, my name is Luis. I'm part of Central CSL out of East Loyal Heights. I'm here to demand justice for Jeremy Flores, who was killed by your cops in July of this year in Loyal Heights. I think it's ridiculous that you're asking for a budget increase when you have not released the body cam footage. You never released the body cam footage. Everything is edited online, and we could find contradictory evidence that it is all written, everything that you put out on there. And I recently seen the footage of when your officers did the skateboard in Pine Park. I want to say how fucking horrific that shit is. If I was in that situation where I killed somebody with my car, I'd be in jail. Your cop should be in jail they should not be shielded from the law when they break the law. And I see a lot of other instances, of them breaking, you talk about how you need a budget increase because of how much crime there is. Look at your own officers and how much crime they're committing as well. Like driving under the influence while on duty and giving drugs and alcohol to underage people. That's ridiculous. Calling people racist slurs and things like that. Like, these are not things where a department or of any kind that should be getting more money. They should be decreased by a lot. And the cop that killed somebody with a car, like, no amount of money can fix a fucking idiot like that. At all. Like, there's a lot of idiots in the department that should be in jail. Like, for instance, like the cop that killed Jeremy Flores, like, after they killed Jeremy, they sent him to SWAT to tear gas him. Like, who does that? Like, we demand that the body cam footage be released, the whole thing, not edited, no bullshit whatsoever. And we demand that the cops Fernando Godinez, Libero Jimenez, and Michael Ruiz be charged with murder and negligence. Thank you.
Eric?
I believe him.
Good morning, pigs. I'm here today, as my comrade was, to demand justice for Jeremy Flores, killed on July 14th, 2025. I'm here to demand that the unedited body cam footage, not the LAPD OIS spectacle, be released. I'm also here to demand that officers Livier Jimenez, Francisco Godinez, and Michael Ruiz be jailed. It's unacceptable that they're still on the streets patrolling our community. And furthermore, I think it's ridiculous that LAPD is requesting an increase in their budget. For what? To continue to kill our people? To continue to terrorize our communities? After LAPD Hollenbeck division officers killed Jeremy Flores, they continue to harass his family. That's unacceptable. It is shameful. Yeah, that's all I want to say. Fuck you guys.
That's standard.
So the real issue is that none of you are on the fucking streets of LA. People come here, they take their time to tell you what life is like living under the oppression of the LAPD. They're here telling you, they're on the street, they see it. You have a public relations department that's enormous to spin those videos, that body cam footage, before it gets put out. That is shameful and despicable, and it's your job to do something about it. I agree with the Scientology woman. You guys need to quit. Quit your jobs and let her do it. If you're not going to be oversight, I mean, what is going on with Scientology? I mean, this is nuts. You've been hearing about this for decades.
So you're ready to do it.
Silent, and your department continues to shrink, right? When I first started coming here, there were well over 10,000 sworn officers, LAPD. The number is much smaller, but you know what gets bigger? Your fucking budget. The budget gets bigger as your department gets smaller. You can't even make it make sense. You don't release all the line items to your budget. You know, at one point, Rashi, you said something about the department having resources. You have all the resources. You have effectively defunded the remainder of the city of Los Angeles. Because you have the lion's share of the budget. I need your officers putting goddamn streetlights in the back of those SUVs they drive around in and replace the streetlights. What keeps a neighborhood safe? Well-lit neighborhoods, right? Street lighting? There are entire neighborhoods that can't get streetlights replaced because you have defunded the rest of the city. There's no money for them. The things that truly do keep us safe, well-funded communities, are not possible here anymore. And it's all because of our budget and the way you have a stranglehold over it. I don't understand what you do in these chairs. Hearing Soberoff's voice today was so triggering because he led the way to what this police commission is now. This police commission is a bunch of nonprofit people who get enriched by sitting on this board. Right?
Yeah.
Shane Murphy Goldsmith sat on this, I don't know
5, 6, 7 years, Liberty Hill went from a small organization to an enormous one. Sober Up personally got to gentrify neighborhoods using the LAPD to do it, to then bring down the property values, buy property. I mean, come on. I mean, this is so textbook. I'm not making this up. You can Google it. I'm sure AI will show it to you. You all need to resign.
Yes.
You know, it's interesting that John Avalos pointed out that the two people that have been sitting on this commission as long as we've been coming here. You guys have seen this for decades, at least a decade. You know what this is about. You know that the community is up here telling truths, and you guys are finding a way to spin it. That's all you're doing, is using that giant PR department that you have 65 people now in the Public Relations Department at LAPD. Is that how many there are?
Wow.
A department that needs 65 public relations has something to hide.
The next speaker, please.
Thank you.
Grace? Oh.
Alright, Grace.
You're about to vote on the biggest LAPD budget in the history of the city. $2.27 billion operational budget and a projected $3.7 billion if the fixed liabilities are the same as last year. And you're doing it in a meeting where you've already decided that the public shouldn't be allowed to speak. That tells us everything we need to know. You don't want a budget discussion, you want a rubber stamp. Like William said, for a city of almost 4 million people, you give 45 minutes of public comment. This is the first time you've ever extended it. That's performance. That's a democracy, that's obstruction, and you hide behind logistics, behind Vanessa's 3 Zoom call cap, behind canceling 1/3 of all meetings this year. You act like public comment is a burden, but the truth is you're terrified of what people would actually say if you had to sit here and actually listen.
Yeah.
Because this budget is a moral document and it exposes you. LAPD is proposing to spend billions of dollars on a department that steals, stalks, sexually assaults, and murders with impunity, brutalizes protesters, cancels crowds, and beats people with horses, lies openly about his collaboration with ICE, and can't even pretend crime is going up to justify the bloated request because crime is at a historic low. You can't justify this budget, so you silence us instead. So let's call this what it is: a bailout for cowards, violent institution whose only job is to protect capital, repress dissent, and prepare the city for a militarized Olympics. You're pouring hundreds of millions into surveillance technology, helicopters, predictive policing, and 5G routers for cruisers while youth programs get crumbs. Youth development is 0.074% of what LAPD gets. This department says it needs more overtime, more toys, more weapons, more cyber infrastructure because it's preparing for 2028. Preparing for what? For raids? For counterinsurgency? For mass arrests when people protest the displacement? The sweeps, the eviction machine that always accompanies the Olympics? You're building an army and you're doing it while pretending this is about public safety. But you know what this budget funds. More care sweeps disguised as services, more deportations through AOP or data pipelines, more collaboration with federal agents to kidnap our neighbors, more harassment and violence against black, brown, houseless, disabled, and queer people. This isn't a budget, it's a blueprint for harm, and it's a declaration that you value police violence more than human life. And you're voting on it in a meeting where you've engineered the room so the public can't meaningfully speak. Because you know exactly what you're doing, and you the people of the city do not consent to it. So go ahead, pass your $2.27 billion police dollar war chest, give them their overtime, their new helicopters, the new Olympic surveillance infrastructure. Just understand that the reason this room is erupting, the reason you can't hold a meeting without disruption, the reason you keep cutting public comment is because the people know this commission has no legitimacy. You can silence speakers, you can shut down Zoom, you can cancel meetings, but you cannot hide what this budget makes clear. LAPD is the single largest line item of violence in this entire city, and every dollar you give them is a dollar stolen from the very people they terrorize. $3.7 billion, as has been mentioned. You have $3.7 billion going into the 2026-27 year. All of that, and Teresa still hasn't had an aide or someone paid well enough to explain to her how LAPD is aiding ICE. Teresa, in a real way, you sit up there time and again and you're assimilationists is showing. Your budget reflects a bloated ledger of violence you unleash on us week after week. Vanessa, did you know that flock automatic license plate reader cameras are queried by ICE to track our community members? Vanessa, did you approve the fact that an LAPD officer did a little tailgate in his car with ICE? It's a bummer DEI appointees like Vanessa are so incompetent. Whereas even, at least the white supremacist asshat Jeff recognizes that the people of LA are not cool with LAPD aiding ICE, or the rise in police shootings. In an LA Times article, you and Vanessa were worried about police morale and recruitment. This guy can at least sell cars and see that LAPD aiding ICE and shooting people might cause distrust in the population. You're still sitting here genuinely confused why people don't call 911. When a few weeks ago, you were approving thousands of dollars of your $3.7 billion budget to the ATF, the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms, also a federal agency who regularly helps and aids ICE. In fact, the ATF was outside of Santee High School conducting an ICE raid last month. You know who else was there? LAPD. Officers didn't realize it was an immigrant enforcement operation. All that money for training, but you didn't train your officers to identify ICE, especially when their vests say HSI and ICE. It's really hard to identify when you're a pig if you can't read. LAPD sees the ICE vest and must get confused and keeps reading the letters LAPD. LAPD sees a car with an ICE agent inside and keeps thinking it's a police Ford Interceptor with your logo on the side. Over a month ago, we submitted a public records request about real-time crime centers, and you said you needed 14 days due to unusual circumstances, and then proceeded to respond by saying that the department doesn't have any real-time crime centers at this time, and that the information about them must be kept from the public. We know you're lying because we had a community member talk to an LAPD officer from Central Division, in which he straight up admitted to having a real-time crime center at Central Division, behind the launch commander's office, right? What are you trying to hide? Why are you refusing to share with the public about the literal war room that you have on 6th Street? And jokes aside, your officers are getting, quote, literally billions to terrorize our community members in Skid Row. Last Wednesday, I saw LAPD interrogate people for owning dogs and being unhoused at the same time. Then the pig stole my friend's home in front of my eyes at 3 p.m. in the afternoon right before a fucking rainstorm came. You picked it up and took it away. You took his photos, his identification cards, his bag, his blankets, his food, his entire fucking house, and you drove away on a fucking motorcycle using your pigs. That's your violence. Fuck all of you. Shame! Shame on you!
I don't think I'm gonna get cold.
All right, on Saturday, November 1st, before the Dodgers even won their game, the LAPD swarmed into the streets to attack fans. LAPD Chief Pig McDonald didn't even bother to show up to the previous meeting of the sham commission, but that's all right. Assistant Chief Troy was here to lie on his behalf. Troy told this board that the Douglas and other Echo Park bars were shut down due to overcrowding, which was a blatant excuse for LAPD to kettle and attack hundreds of fans, families, and journalists who were just trying to celebrate the Dodgers win on Saturday. LAPD beat people with batons, tear gas people, and charged people with police forces in retaliation for behavior that was, as Troy claimed in his statement to this commission, quote-unquote, unruly. Among Troy's other charges against the crowd, vandalizing city buses and Waymos, setting off fireworks, and engaging in so-called illegal street takeovers. I'm sorry. The streets of Los Angeles belong to us. They belong to the people. Yeah. And, in terms of what LAPD is supposed to do, to protect and serve, why is it, who are they, their job is, I guess, to protect city buses from being vandalized, to protect Waymos, driverless cars from being vandalized. They're there to protect us against fireworks being set off. And just, once again, we pay for this shit, It's such fucking bullshit. LAPD's mounted unit charged into a kettled crowd of hundreds of people on November 1st. They knocked folks down with horses in order to more conveniently beat them with batons. A woman was knocked off her line bike by a police horse and then was arrested for allegedly injuring the 1,500-pound horse. Video footage clearly shows the woman attempting to bike around the horse and getting knocked to the ground. The horse does not appear to have even been touched, let alone injured. Meanwhile, that woman was detained in LAPD custody for an exhausting, traumatizing 20 hours. Other footage from November 1st includes a video of a mounted officer charging into and striking a man who's calmly walking away from him with a baton. This video has been watched by at least a few members of this commission, including Rasha, who referenced it in the previous meeting as an example of concerning uses of force and asked if these incidents of officer violence were being investigated. Rasha, we know that the only reason that you paid such shallow lip service to that event was because that video went viral and has over 1.5 million views. Wow. Have any of you followed up on that after the fact? I'm legitimately wondering.
Call the next speaker, Carolina Mueller.
Why are you so red, bro? What's going on?
Apparently they're not gonna continue.
I don't think I'm going to get caught.
I'm gonna be quick just because I want more people to be able to talk. I just want Jim, I'm talking to you right now, so lock in. Just step down. It's not that hard. Nobody wants you to be the chief of police. People constantly request for you to step down. Why don't you just step down? Enjoy your life, get to know your family again. Go on vacation. You're gonna be fine. Just step down, move on. And maybe like most of you out there, why don't you guys just step down too? Just kind of move on. Nobody wants you to be sitting there. So I'm gonna step away so more people can talk. Thank you.
Go play bingo.
Speaker audit.
We're back to that on item Jim.
Thank you. Good morning. Hello? I don't think it's on. Sorry. No worries. Thank you. I want to discuss what's been in our, first front page of the newspaper. It's Danny Masterson. If y'all remember him, he was on the 70s show, and he was convicted of date raping and 3 women, okay? The significance of that for me is that Danny Masterson is a Scientologist, and he's still in good standing, so much so that Scientology is working really hard to get him out of prison, even though his victims are no longer, they were in Scientology, but they have been declared suppressive, like Laura here, because they reported their violent rapes to LAPD. And it took them a long time. They had to go through, it took them years to even be able to come forward. So when I'm here saying victims don't come forward, I mean it. They don't. And when they do, okay, not only, yes, you did prosecute, you did your job, you investigated and you prosecuted. But then an article came out in the LA Times on April 4th, I think it was 2024, saying that how when the investigations was happening, that the LAPD detectives and the DA detectives were being what is called fair gamed. They couldn't even get people to work on the case because the detectives and the DA people were saying that their houses were being broken into, they were being run off the road. And Scientology, they're trying to get Danny Masterson out saying, oh, you can't prove it was us, so it's anti-Scientology bias. This is ridiculous. If they come to my building and talk to my neighbors trying to get me, issues with my neighbors, and they call my family, and all I do is just come to city meetings, write emails, I can imagine what they did to actual people with power going against it. But mind you, even though they did this, and they're trying to get him out because of it, they're still on your CPAB. There's a CPAB meeting tonight, I guarantee you. Scientology, Miss Janet Whelan will likely be there. And you also did the Faith in Blue with them, which Laura and I were kicked out before we even got in. You know, we just walked through the door and we got kicked out. Mind you, I want to let you know that the MC of that event, James Richardson, who's a Scientologist, was an adult who married a child bride. And they did not do that in California, because in California, you had to go see a judge to make sure you're of a right mind or why you're, marrying a child. So they ran, and this is Scientology doing it, not just them on their own, took them to Vegas because at the time they could just marry a child. And there's a child bride case right now in LA. And, and they also don't get permits for their buildings. Like at LA, I'm still trying to see if they had a permit for the structure that was built by slave labor at the Faith in Blue. And if there's no thing, if there isn't, you guys are just you're gonna be liable. I mean, please separate from Scientology. Thank you.
Good morning. So Chief, she said right now we are extending 30 minutes, and next time she's going to extend 2 hours.
Yeah.
So my concern is that once she bend her knee once, she will bend her knee always. That's my concern. Second is that I believe that a victim always comes forward. As a victim of stalking, online doxing, or whatever, I see numerous victims always come forward and always stand up and always speak up. One of my concerns is right now there are some social viral TikTok, YouTube videos I'm aware recently that people just doxing, researching commissioner's home address, and then getting some sort of a protester rider team outside someone's home, and then stalking their cars, posting their information on social media so more people are aware of their residence. So yeah, Chief, I think that is a really, really a huge public safety concern, because are you aware Tom Homan, people surrounded Tom Homan's home in New York. The whole more than 100 personnel of DHS has to be involved to make sure Tom Homan is safe. So I think right now the same dirty tactics is happening to LA mayor, to you, to commissioner, to council member. So some sort of a protester can just randomly post searching those information, get those information, and stay out of your house 24/7. I mean, I think, I'm very concerned. I don't know if you are concerned. I am thinking that is a murder waiting to happen. That is a protest threat waiting to happen. So I highly suggest to you to increase either is your own security detail or maybe all of the commissioner or officer security detail. Right now, one LAPD officer arresting a gang member. The second day, the same officer's information, home address, whatever serial number, postal certificate occurs on social media, and then that officer will receive some sort of bounty, $50,000 bounty on that officer. So right now, I'm just really concerned about gang banging, stalking, the gang banging, doxing, and then the violation of their own privacy. Regardless, the officer did something right, something wrong, they also have their own right to privacy. So I'm really concerned about the safety threat of any violence.
The gentleman with the baseball cap sitting in front with a beige shirt. This is your first warning.
What's up?
This is your first warning. You're being disruptive.
It's actually off white. It's cream colored. Wait, I can't tell what it says on the shirt.
Okay, so basically, I am just here to inform the LAPD chief. So all of the stalking, some sort of outside your home protests are getting out of control, and I really wish that you can do everything to protect your officers' safety, because when they have to arrest the gangbangers, their safety will also be in risk. Thank you, Chief.
Fuck you! They won't hire you, bro. They still don't like you.
Thank you, Madam Secretary. This concludes public comment. There's still more people waiting to speak. We will now take a 10-minute.
We got a couple of folks here. We have a couple
There's
of
still
folks
people
here.
waiting to speak.
How many more
Sorry.
cards do you have?
She did. I'm glad I got to speak.
I'm so glad you got
Me
to speak.
too. I was like getting nervous, but I'm glad you did first.
Don't do it for 2 hours. Why not? Like, okay, if you can't be here, then send somebody else to replace you to be here to hear it.
Especially with the holidays coming, it's going to be even less
Everybody's
meetings.
pissed off, yeah.
And it showed, at least you did a half hour. I'm grateful.
I
But
mean, can you imagine? They cut.
they had to show goodwill, like a little bit. I mean, it's just, I know
Okay,
it's
so
tough.
11:15. The next meeting
Is
is.
that too?
Okay, good. Okay, good.
I had to
We can
find
go
back
eat
in.
and chill a little bit.
Yeah. Huh? Yeah.
We have the right to know how many more cards you have.
I'll take it. Huh? That's okay. I just shoved it in there, hopefully.
You know, the Scientologist owns all these properties too.
We should know those numbers. If you're gonna limit public comment, we should know how many more people did get to speak.
The public wants to know. How many more
Thank you, John Avalos. That's a good point too. If you're the voice, and where is it? The voice in the. Oh, you changed them. Oh. It used to be like the voice in the. For us.
Yeah, I had to find bike guy. He's probably.
I don't mind going to like the cafe. I like the little cafes. I'm so weird. I get up and I come straight here.
I know, I'm
I should have eaten something before my adrenaline kicks in.
I know, my stomach was growling. It's like, could you hear it? It's like, no, mine. I gotta hear mine. I was like, oh my gosh, this is.
I need tea or something.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get up and take.
Do you want me? Oh, okay. So you want me to hold it or?
You just need the front?
Yeah, and the back, if you don't mind. But you know what? Maybe you can hold this for me. Yeah.
Yeah, at least I'm glad they extended it this time. At least it's a start, but it should be everyone, especially since it's going to be the holidays and they've missed so many. I think so. I had to ask Jonathan about. He said he heard me on the radio. Yeah, her shirt's so cool.
What did I do?
Just go back and hit the exit to filter. Exit. Okay. Okay, just go exit fully out of the camera. Yeah, now go to the portrait. It's on.
I'll do one more. Yeah. Can you put the back on me? Here.
They just honored her at city council.
I guess she's retired.
Oh, they're taking a break. They're taking like a 10-minute recess. So the meeting continues, but there's no more public comment. Thank you.
Well, good job on it.
Good job, too. You did great.
I was the
No.
percentage that took away yours.
No. I'd rather them hear from you than me any day of the week. Don't ever think. No, seriously. No, it's more important to hear from you. Like, really. Okay? Because you have firsthand. No, I'm serious. That's why I've been bugging for your firsthand info. I'm secondhand info. Your firsthand. It's always more important to get firsthand info. So never, ever. Oh, okay. Oh, no. He's like for the city of LA. I want to thank this lady. Oh man, I love it. His shoes are cool. His shoes are cool. Like, I just want to thank the lady in the pink mask. I'm sorry. Hi, Gina. Thank you for the shout out for that you've been hearing about it for years. I appreciate it. It's so horrible.
Are you on Instagram or anything?
I am.
Okay, can I follow you?
No deleting anything. There's no need to delete anything.
F-O-R-L-A.
And they.
Nice.
I want to hear about that. And they are on their CPABs, and they are a human traffic. She survived this A lot of people survived, and they're on their CPAPs. They get to use their studios to make their PSA and stuff. So it's, yeah. And but you can't use, but they can't call police.
Thank you all.
Yeah. Jonathan, so I was on KNX. Okay.
Well, thank you for coming. It's
No,
so
thank you.
fun. Yeah. I came for a long time and then
Right.
every now and again I gotta take a mental health break from
That gave me enough, the break that they didn't have, so, yeah.
Is there any way to hear like a repeat, or do you think, or because I'm curious, because I wasn't even really like I was waiting for my comment. Weird. Whose show is it? Like, could I?
1070, the radio program.
See, I never.
On regular radio, radio.
KNX 1070. Okay. They played my comment from City Hall.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, and I wasn't even there for that. But you know how you have to be on topic, so I always pick something to go on while I wait for my. I try to. That's funny. It's so wild. Huh? Bye, Mr. Cham. Hi. Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. You too. Good to see you too. As always. I will. I absolutely will. I know. You're fighting for the country. He's so sweet. Oh, thank you. Hey, Michael.
Are you gonna go into anything in the afternoon? Or
Yeah, I am.
What is
Thanks. Okay. You too. I am going to. They have the O. I need to do the O thing because that's about the stormwater, and then I want to do the. I'm sorry, I can't think of the name of it.
What's the O thing mean?
It's for the stormwater thing.
Oh, okay.
Because they dumped a lot of water, and then there's also the charter commission. And Haggis did amazingly. She did an amazing job. Haggis did great. Yeah, I wish they had called more of the Zoom people. I mean, I'm glad they gave extra time, but they could have called a few more Zoom people. Right, they can because they're not required to. So they're doing what they're required to. I know. No, they can always do more. Right, but I mean, they only have to have 2 meetings a month and take a minimum amount, whatever. So it's like, but you don't have to do minimum. Then that's a Brown Act violation. Yeah, they should. I mean, they need to increase it. But that's what we could talk about in charter reform. You know. Thank you. Yep.
You go under, there's no.
So I want to go to charter reform and say, that's what they need to do. They need to do fines for anyone abusing the permit system and get freaking people coming down here. It's ridiculous. Let them talk. Like, what is so hard about it? I get that they don't want to hear. I get that, but
then don't be on the board.
Right,
Sometimes
I mean,
you don't want to see murder. Sometimes you don't want to do a lot of things.
Right.
Don't hold the position if you don't want to fucking do
right,
it.
And it's negative because people are there. It's the people who are passionate about everything that come.
See that you are trying to fix things and that you are listening and you are
Right.
taking up the public comment. They're not going to harass you.
Exactly.
They're going to harass the fucking people who aren't doing shit, that are using up the city's money. That just stand.
But no one wants to hear others. But I know that the chief has been helpful behind the scenes for us. So I can't hate on him. He did more than. But I like. Where are we gonna go first? I guess I have to find bike guy.
Chill and eat.
Yeah, I'm freaking starving. So we have till 2.
Why don't we go down here?
What about the I have to get bike guy. Let me call that grand. Yeah, that grand. What is it called? Grand Central.
Grand Central Market.
Or.
Okay. Oh, and then you would jump on that 7th and right there. Or sorry, on the metro.
Well, I'm coming back. There's afternoon meetings.
No, I know. I'm saying to go to 5th though, to the Grand Central.
Oh, it's just a couple blocks. I mean, I could take. Well, no, it wouldn't be that subway. It would be, or Chinatown. We could take this 7th and Metro and go to Chinatown.
Chinatown.
Yeah, get Chinese lunch or something. It's like, I don't know how many stops it is. I think it's one stop.
You have bike guy, me. I don't have a Metro card, so I need to get all that.
he has the Metro card. He's allowed a free person, and then we'll just all go in. Because you could be his free one.
I
And
just need to get my own Metro card. I want to feel cool.
okay.
Although I think I probably could get it through my, hopefully my
It's just
other
right there.
employer.
You can get one. Yeah, you can ask them for it, but you can get one, and then you just put like $1.75. But
And I don't want to walk very far because I have my big boots on. These are for water, not for...
okay, guys, he's trying to call me. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to get off for a little bit. Thank you guys. And there's a couple of afternoon meetings, and then we have a CPAT meeting tonight. So it's all day. But then there's like 2 weeks off. Yeah, 5. All right, guys. So I'm going to thank everyone for being here. I absolutely appreciate it.
Seriously.
Yes, you guys. Oh man, so amazing. Hi. And it was a really good. I'm glad we got. I didn't think we were going to make it to the police one. So.
I didn't think we were going to make police, and I didn't know if we were going to get called.
Right.
But
So
they do it random, so
we
you don't know.
we got 2 in, and then I want to do the 2 this afternoon, and then make it to CPAP. So it's okay. One day, go, and then tomorrow is on Zoom because there's no city hall meetings for 2 weeks, so we don't have to come in tomorrow. So, but I'm gonna sign off, guys, and take a little. My phone is starting to heat up, so I'm gonna let it. Yeah, let it cool off, and we'll see you this afternoon, hopefully. And thank you, guys. Thank you, all the mods, everybody. Yes, thank you, guys. See you soon.